Listen to me. You don't have time to waste. You keep telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. But guess what? Tomorrow's not promised. You're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect condition. And while you're waiting, life is passing you by. You're not tired. You're not confused. You're procrastinating, and it's robbing you of your greatness. Let me tell you something. Winners don't wait. Winners work. They don't need motivation to move. They move, and motivation shows up later. You've got dreams, but dreams without action, that's just fantasy. Discipline eats procrastination for breakfast. Stop negotiating with your weak. Stop giving your laziness a voice. Get up, get focused, get it done. Because success, it don't care how you feel. It only cares about what you do. So decide today, not tomorrow, that you're done with excuses, be procrastination, and take what's already yours. You don't need more time. You need more discipline. You need to stop lying to yourself. Every time you say, I'll do it later, you're robbing yourself of your future. Let me say that again, because some of you need to hear it louder. You're not lacking time, you're lacking priorities. You don't have time, you make time. That's the truth. And the people who are winning, they're not getting 25 hours in a day. They work with the same 24 as you. The difference is they're choosing how to use it. You're spending hours scrolling, binging, sleeping in, waiting for the right time. While your destiny is sitting there, wondering if you'll ever show up. You see, time is a mirror. It reflects what matters to you. If you spend 4 hours a day on your phone but can't find 30 minutes to build your business, study, write, train, or chase your goals, then don't say it's about time, it's about value. What are you valuing? Your time shows your truth. It doesn't lie. You might be saying with your mouth, I want success, I want to graduate, I want to be great. But your time says, I want comfort, I want distractions, I want to feel good right now. That's the hard truth. The champions, the winners, they don't find time, they make time. They carve it out, they wake up early, they stay up late, they sacrifice Netflix, they turn off the phone, they lock in. That's why, because they understand something you might not yet. They understand that time is not something you get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can recover money, you can rebuild confidence, you can regain strength, but you can't get time back. So why are you treating it like it's nothing? You think you've got forever, but you don't. Procrastination is a liar. It whispers you've got time, but what it's really doing is slowly stealing your dreams one wasted minute at a time. Every hour you waste is a brick you didn't lay on your foundation. Every I'll do it tomorrow is a chance you let slip away. You don't need a new planner or app or calendar. You need a decision to take control of your time like your life depends on it, because it does. Let me break it down for you. You want results? You want success? Then you've got to start owning your hours. Stop letting your schedule run you and start running your schedule. Don't tell me you didn't have time to work out. Wake up earlier. Don't say you couldn't study. Turn off the TV. Don't say you didn't feel like working on your craft. Do it anyway. That's how winners think. Winners own their minutes, losers waste them. You're looking for 3 free hours in your day when all you need is focused 30 minutes. Real progress isn't made in big chunks once a week. It's made in the small, disciplined actions done daily. Stop chasing the illusion of perfect time blocks and start grabbing the scraps and turning them into gold. If you're waiting for convenience, you'll be waiting forever. Life is messy. It's chaotic. But those who rise, those who succeed, they find a way inside the mess. They say it's not ideal, but I'm doing it anyway. That's the mindset. You can't just let time slip through your fingers anymore. You've got to get hungry for it. Every minute you waste is someone else's game. Someone out there with your same dream, your same background, your same talent, but they're outworking you. They're reading the books. They're doing the reps. They're grinding when you're chilling. And when the opportunity comes knocking, they're going to be ready and you won't, because you gave your time to comfort instead of commitment. It's not easy. Nobody said it would be. But the truth is, success is not about talent or luck. It's about ownership of your time. It's about saying no to what doesn't matter so you can say yes to what does. You've got to become the kind of person who doesn't negotiate with laziness. You wake up and work, not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. You promised yourself a goal, and now you're keeping that promise minute by minute, hour by hour. And when you mess up, and you will, that's fine. But don't let one wasted day turn into a wasted week. Catch it early. Adjust. Get back on track. That's how you build momentum. Not through perfection, but through consistency. Time is your tool, your currency, your fuel. Use it or lose it. So next time you say, I don't have time, stop yourself. Say the truth. It's not a priority. And then ask, should it be? If the answer is yes, then stop talking and start making time. Wake up with intention. Schedule your grind. Guard your hours like they're gold, because in the end, they are. And the people who get the life they want, they're not waiting for time. They're taking it. Beat procrastination by owning your minutes. Minutes and you'll own your life. Discipline is stronger than motivation. That's the truth you need to hear. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. Some days you wake up ready to attack the world, and other days you don't even want to get out of bed. That's human. But if you let your life be driven by motivation alone, you only work when you feel good. And that's a dangerous place to be, because the results you want, success, growth, excellence, don't care how you feel. They only care about what you do. Look around you. The people who are winning, the ones climbing a ladder, building empires, creating impact, they didn't do it by waiting to feel motivated. They did it by showing up when it was hard. They did it by pushing through on the days when they were tired, frustrated, uninspired. That's discipline. That's doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You've got to understand, motivation is temporary. It's like a spark. It can light a fire, but it can't keep it burning. Discipline is the fuel. It's what keeps the flame alive. Discipline says, I made a commitment and I'm sticking to it. Discipline gets you up at 5 a.m. when motivation says sleep in. Discipline takes you to the gym when motivation says rest today. Discipline opens the book when motivation says you're tired. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it just executes. And that's what separates the good from the great. Because anyone can work hard when they're inspired. Anyone can crush it when they're hyped up, when the energy is high, when everything's going right. But champions, they show up in silence. They grind in the dark. They don't need an audience. They don't need a pat on the back. They built a system, a routine, and they follow it no matter what. Some of you are addicted to motivation. You're watching videos, scrolling for quotes, waiting for the right moment to feel inspired before you take action. But you don't need more motivation. You need more structure. You need a plan. You need habits that guide your actions regardless of your mood. Because when you have discipline, it doesn't matter how you feel. You'll show up anyway. You'll have to learn how to become the kind of person who doesn't negotiate with their excuses. Motivation will tell you you've earned a break. Discipline will say, earn your break through work. Motivation will tell you, take it easy today. Discipline will say, you've got goals. We're not done yet. That's the level you need to reach. That's when everything changes. Because when discipline takes over, your progress becomes inevitable. Think about the most successful people in any field. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists. You think they're motivated every day? No. But they built discipline. They have systems. They've trained their minds to follow through even when every part of them wants to quit. They've mastered the art of consistency. And that's what wins over time. The truth is, your future doesn't need you to be motivated. It needs you to be committed. If you want to become that version of yourself you dream about, the focused, driven, successful you, then you have to build the kind of discipline that shows up whether the sun is shining or the storm is raging. Whether you're rested or exhausted, whether you're hyped or discouraged, discipline becomes the anchor that keeps you grounded when life gets turbulent. It's not easy. It takes time. It takes repetition. You don't build discipline overnight. You build it by showing up one day, then another, and another, and another. You build it by stacking wins. You know what I'm saying? Small wins. You start by doing the hard thing once. Then again, until it becomes who you are. You become the kind of person who does what they said they would do, no matter what. That's integrity. That's character. And that's how legacies are built. So stop chasing motivation like it's going to save you. It won't. It's not meant to be your foundation. It's just a spark. Let it light the fire, but build the firewood with discipline. Discipline is the backbone of success. Discipline is the daily choice to rise above distractions, emotions, and short-term comfort in pursuit of long-term greatness. You've got dreams, then build habits that honor them. Wake up early, show up on time, do the work, day in, day out. Don't wait for motivation, become your own reason. Be the one who shows others what's possible through consistency, through grit, through resilience. Let your actions be louder than your feelings. Let your habits speak louder than your moods. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many motivational videos you watched or how hyped you felt. It's about what you did. And if you want to separate yourself from the average, the mediocre, the inconsistent, then you have to build discipline so strong that it carries you through every season, every storm, every doubt. Discipline wins every time. Success doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things with total focus. In today's world, distraction is everywhere. Notifications, emails, social media, noise. It's endless. You sit down to work and suddenly your phone lights up. 5 minutes on a message turns into 30 minutes down a rabbit hole. Before you know it, hours are gone and you've done nothing that moves you forward. It's not just a bad habit. That's how dreams die. Slowly, quietly, while you're busy being busy. There's a difference between being busy and being productive. Most people confuse the two. They think because they're checking boxes or answering emails that they're progressing. But the truth is, movement isn't the same as momentum. If you're not focused on the things that actually matter, the tasks that get you closer to your goals, then you're just spinning in circles. The successful people, they don't try to do it all. They zoom in, they prioritize, they focus. Focus is your superpower in a world of noise. When you learn to eliminate distractions and narrow your energy on one thing at a time, you become a force. Because here's the truth. You can't multitask your way to greatness. You can't build something legendary while constantly shifting your attention. Excellence requires depth, and depth only comes with focus. You got to be ruthless about it. If something isn't aligned with your vision, it doesn't belong in your day. That means saying no a lot. Saying no to the extra hangout. Saying no to the endless scrolling. Saying no to the things that are urgent but not important. But everything that screams for your attention isn't worth it. You have to protect your mind like your future depends on it. Because it does. Focus means creating boundaries. It means turning off your phone for an hour while you grind. It means setting timers, using silence, shutting doors, and letting the world wait while you handle your mission. It means choosing deep work over shallow tasks. It means putting your energy into the few things that create massive results rather than spreading yourself thin across 100 little ones. And don't confuse this with working hard. You can work hard and still fail if you're not working on the right things. Success isn't about effort alone. It's about direction. If you're climbing the wrong ladder, it doesn't matter how fast you go. That's why focus matters. It keeps you climbing the right one. Keeps you locked on your lane, avoiding the temptation to do what everyone else is doing. Some people spend years chasing 10 different dreams and end up with nothing. Others pick one and give it everything they've got and they win. Why? Because they focused. They didn't scatter their energy. They concentrated it like a laser. That's how you break through. Not with more hustle, but with smarter hustle. Targeted effort. Precision over volume. You've got to ask yourself, what's really important today? Not what's easy, not what's urgent, but what actually moves the needle. What's the one thing you can do right now that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? That's the mindset. That's the question that top performers ask every day. And once they find the answer, they block out everything else and do that one thing with full intensity. That's how you create progress. That's how you build momentum. When you focus on one important task a day with total commitment, the compound effect takes over. Day after day, those focused hours stack up. Before you know it, you've built something meaningful while everyone else is still busy. Focus also builds confidence. When you finish what you start, when you complete real work, you feel it. There's pride in that. You start to trust yourself. You start to see what you're capable of. That self-belief multiplies. And guess what? Confidence attracts opportunity. The more you lock in, the more your value increases. People notice, you get sharper, you grow faster, you rise. But to get there, you got to fight for your focus. It won't come easy. The world is designed to distract you. Every app, every alert, every ad is fighting for your attention. That means you have to be intentional. You have to take control of your environment. Set up your workspace, turn off the noise, choose discipline over convenience, build routines that protect your focus. It starts with one decision, that you're going to stop being reactive and start being deliberate. That you're going to stop living in distraction and start living in direction. That you're going to stop spreading your energy thin and start going deep. Because greatness doesn't live on the surface. It lives in the deep work, in the focused grind, in the uninterrupted hours when you're locked in and laser focus. Focus is how you beat procrastination. When your mind is scattered, everything feels overwhelming. But when you narrow in, things get simple. You don't need to do 10 things. You need to do the right thing and do it well. Then move on to the next. Step by step, win by win. So protect your focus like gold, because it is. Your time is limited. Your energy is limited, but your focus, that's your multiplier. That's what turns an average day into a productive one. That's what takes a regular person and turns them into a high performer. You don't need to work more. You need to focus more. Focus on what matters. Focus with intensity. Focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Procrastination loves comfort. It thrives in the zone where you feel safe, unchallenged, and entertained. It feeds on the need to avoid discomfort, the desire to not feel stress, and the habit of choosing easy over effort. And as long as you keep choosing comfort, procrastination will keep winning. That's why if you want to break free from it, you got to learn to get uncomfortable. You got to get used to doing the hard things, the boring things, the uncertain things. Because growth only happens outside your comfort zone. You see, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. It's where you feel good temporarily, but stay stuck permanently. And procrastination is the king of that space. It convinces you that later is better, that tomorrow is safer, that one more episode or one more scroll is no big deal. But those small choices, day after day, shape your life. Every time you delay something important because it's uncomfortable, you're building a habit of escape. You're training your brain to run from pressure instead of rising under it. The truth is, the tasks we procrastinate on are usually the ones that matter most. They require effort, focus, risk, and courage. Maybe it's studying for that exam, starting that project, applying for that job, or finally writing that business plan. It's not that you can't do it, it's that it's uncomfortable to start. There's fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of change. But that fear is exactly where your growth lives. And the only way to beat procrastination is to lean into it, not away from it. You have to start choosing challenge over comfort. That means waking up early when your bed feels warm. That means going to the gym when your body wants to rest. That means sitting down to work when distraction feels easier. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent with difficult things. Because over time, doing hard things becomes your new normal. And when that happens, procrastination loses its grip on you. Think about the people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable. They didn't get there by staying comfortable. They got there by doing the uncomfortable things that others avoided. They embraced discomfort. They made it part of their routine. They pushed through pain, boredom, fear, and doubt. And in doing so, they gained confidence, strength, and momentum. You've got to rewire your mind to see discomfort not as a threat, but as a signal that you're in the right place. If something feels hard, that's not a reason to stop. That's a reason to start, because that hard thing is what's going to stretch you, improve you, and prepare you for what's next. Discomfort isn't your enemy. It's your trainer. It's shaping you into who you need to become to achieve what you want. This isn't just about working hard for the sake of it. It's about choosing meaningful discomfort over meaningless comfort. Watching TV is easy. Scrolling your phone is easy. Playing games is easy. But none of that gets you closer to your goals. It just keeps you comfortable while your potential goes untouched. On the other hand, waking up and grinding, learning something new, putting yourself out there, those things are tough, but those things transform you. If you want to build a life that's different, you've got to make different choices. You've got to teach your mind and body to tolerate temporary discomfort in exchange for long-term gain. Procrastination offers relief now, but pain later. Discipline offers discomfort now, but rewards later. And those rewards, they're worth every bit of the struggle. Freedom, confidence, progress, pride. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of discomfort. Start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life in one day. Begin by doing one hard thing every morning. Something you usually avoid. Maybe it's getting out of bed at the first alarm. Maybe it's going for a cold shower. Maybe it's tackling your hardest task first. Do that one thing. Then tomorrow, do it again. Slowly, your mind learns that you don't run from discomfort. You face it. And every time you do, you win. Even if it's small, you win. You don't overcome procrastination by reading about it. You beat it by acting, by taking that first uncomfortable step. Action destroys doubt. Action silences fear. Action rewires your brain. Every time you do something hard, you prove to yourself that you can. And over time, your identity changes. You stop seeing yourself as someone who procrastinates, and you start seeing yourself as someone who takes action, no matter what. That shift in identity is the real breakthrough. Because once you see yourself as someone who handles hard things, procrastination can't hold you anymore. You've broken the loop. You flipped the script. And from there, everything changes. So when you feel the urge to delay, ask yourself, am I avoiding this because it's hard? If the answer is yes, that's exactly why you need to do it. Lean into that discomfort. Embrace the challenge. Choose growth over comfort, because that's how you win. That's how you rise. That's how you finally beat procrastination for good. Procrastination often disguises itself as harmless delay. You say, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week. Before long, the opportunities are gone. The deadlines are missed, and the dreams are shelved. You didn't fail because you lacked talent. You failed because you didn't respect time. If there's one truth about success, it's this: time is your most valuable asset. It's the one thing you can't earn back. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's why procrastination is so dangerous. It's not just stealing your time, it's stealing your life. Most people think they have forever. They believe they can wait until they feel more motivated, more ready, more confident. But life doesn't wait. Opportunities come and go. People come and go. Energy comes and goes. If you don't take action now, you might never get the same chance again. That's the scary part. While you're hesitating, someone else is hustling. While you're thinking about starting, someone else is finishing. While you're making excuses, someone else is making progress. Time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't pause for your fear. It moves forward with or without you. That's why you have to respect it. That's why you can't waste it. You've got to move with urgency, not panic, but purpose. You need to wake up every day with the mindset that today is all you have. Not next week, not next year, today. Because if you truly understood the value of time, you wouldn't waste another second. You can always make more money. You can always get another job. You can always restart a relationship, but you would never get more time. That's the one resource that's completely limited. You get 24 hours a day, just like everyone else. What separates the winners from the procrastinators is how they use those hours. Do you spend them complaining, scrolling, delaying, or do you spend them creating, building, improving? Most procrastination often disguises itself as harmless delay. You say, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week. Before long, the opportunities are gone, the deadlines are missed, and the dreams are shelved. You didn't fail because you lacked talent. You failed because you didn't respect time. If there's one truth about success, it's this: time is your most valuable asset. It's the one thing you can't earn back. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's why procrastination is so dangerous. It's not just stealing your time, it's stealing your life. Some of us have an opportunity. Most people think they have forever. They believe they can wait until they feel more motivated, more ready, more confident. But life doesn't wait. Opportunities come and go. People come and go. Energy comes and goes. If you don't take action now, you might never get the same chance again. That's the scary part. While you hesitating, someone else is hustling. While you thinking about starting, someone else is finishing. While you make an excuse, someone else is making progress. Time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't pause for your fear. It moves forward with or without you. That's why you have to respect it. That's why you can't waste it. You've got to move with urgency, not panic, but purpose. You need to wake up every day with the mindset that today is all you have. Not next week, not next year, today. Because if you truly understood the value of time, you wouldn't waste another second. You can always make more money. You can always get another job. You can always restart a relationship. But you will never get more time. That's the one resource that's completely limited. You get 24 hours a day just like everyone else. What separates the winners from the procrastinators is how they use those hours. Do you spend them complaining, scrolling, delaying, or do you spend them creating, building, improving? The people who succeed respect time like it's gold. They plan their days. They guard their mornings. They don't let distractions run their lives. They know that every minute matters. They don't wait to feel like it. They act even when it's hard because they understand that waiting is a habit. And once you start, it becomes harder to stop. The hard truth is this. Procrastination is not just a time issue. It's a priority issue. If something truly matters to you, you won't delay it. You'll make time for it. You'll move things around. You'll cancel other plans. You'll find a way. But if you keep pushing it off, what you're really saying is, this isn't important enough. You can lie to others, but you can't lie to yourself. Your actions reveal your priorities. So look at your calendar. Look at how you spend your days. Are you investing your time in your goals? Or are you wasting it on distractions? Are you living with intention or just reacting to whatever comes up? Because the way you spend your time is the way you spend your life. If you want a better life, start with better time management. Not some fancy app or planner, just the basic discipline of doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done by owning your hours. Schedule your day. Set deadlines. Break tasks into pieces. Eliminate what doesn't matter. When it's time to work, work. When it's time to rest, rest. But don't blur the two. Don't pretend to work while checking your phone every 5 minutes. That's not productivity. That's performance. And performance without results is just wasted energy. The best way to respect time is to use it on things that matter. Not just things that are urgent, but things that are meaningful. Time spent learning, improving, building, those are investments. They pay off later. But time spent avoiding, escaping, or delaying, that's just debt. You'll pay for it later with stress, regret, and missed chances. You don't have to do everything in one day, but you do need to start. You need to take one small action today that your future self will thank you for. Because procrastination doesn't end with some big moment of motivation. It ends with a decision, a choice. One action taken in spite of fear. 1 hour used wisely. One task completed instead of avoided. And here's the magic. When you start respecting your time, your life starts to change. You get more done. You feel more in control. You start to trust yourself. That builds confidence, and confidence fuels momentum. Suddenly, things that felt impossible start to feel doable. Not because the task got easier, but because you stopped wasting time avoiding them. Time is not your enemy, but procrastination is. It tricks you into thinking you have more of it than you do. It whispers later when what you need is now. But now is where your power lives. Now is where progress begins. Now is all you ever really had. So treat your time like it matters, because it does. Guard it. Use it wisely. Show up on time. Do what you say you'll do. Finish what you start. Live each day like it's your last shot at greatness. Because one day it will be. And when that day comes, you don't want to be filled with regret You want to be filled with pride that you didn't waste your time, you used it, you honored it, you made it count. And that's how you win the fight against procrastination. You don't beat it with willpower alone. You beat it with urgency, discipline, and deep respect for the most valuable currency you have, your time. When it comes to beating procrastination, the final and most powerful shift you can make is embracing the truth that your life is happening right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, but this very moment. And every second you let slip by without purpose is a second you'll never get back. The dream you have, it won't wait for you forever. The goals you set, they won't accomplish themselves. The life you imagine, it's not going to build itself while you're scrolling, doubting, or second guessing. The reality is procrastination is just a fancy word for fear. Fear of failing, fear of not being perfect, fear of the unknown. But what's more dangerous than failing is never trying. Because in never trying, you guarantee the loss. You give up your power. You settle for average when greatness is waiting on the other side of action. Every time you choose comfort over progress, you reinforce the lie that you have time to waste. But you don't. You never did. And the people who make it, the people who rise above the average, who leave a mark, who live full lives. You're not the smartest or the luckiest. They're simply the ones who learned to move despite the fear, to act even when it wasn't convenient, to show up every single day, even when the world gave them every excuse not to. That's who you need to become. You don't need more time. You need more urgency. You need to tell yourself, if not now, when, and actually mean it. You need to silence the inner critic and amplify the inner coach. You need to see each day as a sacred opportunity because it is. The version of you who reaches your potential gets in somewhere far off. It's not a fantasy or a future identity. That version of you is buried underneath the habits of delay and distraction. And all it takes to find them is action. Real, consistent action. You don't need to make huge leaps. You just need to take the next right step. And then the next one. You'll trip, you'll stumble. That's part of the process. But movement creates clarity, and clarity kills fear. The more you do, the less you doubt. That's how momentum is built. Not by magic, but by minutes stacked with intention. It's not about perfection. It's about commitment. Show up. Do the work. Respect your time like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Don't wait for the right move. Create the right mindset. Don't wait for permission. Give yourself the green light. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. Choose wisely, because one day you'll look back at this moment and either say, I'm glad I started, or I wish I had. Let the thought of wasted potential haunt you enough to move. Let it light a fire under your excuses. Let it wake you up early and keep you focused late. You are not born to be average. You are not built to live in delay. You were designed for purpose, for progress, for greatness. But it won't come knocking. You got to chase it. So take a breath, lock in, and move. Because time isn't waiting, and neither should you.